Hi everyone, and hi Puan Fahima. So today I'll be presenting to you problem-based task 2 given to us in operating system DFC 10103. So me, myself, my group members will be presenting this PowerPoint slide. So my group members are me, myself, Jishnu, which is over here, Nagulan, and also Sai Nitesh Rao. Okay, this will be the question that has been given to us in the problem-based task 2 in operating system DFC 10103. So let's go look at the question. Mobile operating system, also called a mobile OS, is an operating system that is specifically designed to run on mobile devices such as mobile phones, smartphones, PDAs, tablet, computers, and other handheld devices. Discuss the differentiate between primary mobile operating system, Microsoft Windows Phone, Apple iOS, and Android based on features to understand the popularity, security, user friendliness, and accessibility. So, based on the question, we'll be giving a short introduction about operating system on what is operating system. So let's look at that. What is mobile operating system? Mobile operating system, also called a mobile OS, is an operating system that is specifically designed to run on mobile devices such as mobile phones, smartphones, PDAs, tablet computers, and other handheld devices. A mobile OS typically starts up when device powers on, presenting a screen with icons or tiles that present information and provide application access. For example, when you turn on your phone. Okay. Mobile operating system also manage cellular and wireless network connectivity as well as phone cases. So, going back to the question, it says us to differentiate between primary mobile system. So we have to differentiate Microsoft Windows Phone, Android, and also Apple iOS. So let's look through the first of operating system, which will be the Android OS. Android is a mobile operating system based on a modified version kernel and other open source software designed primarily for touchscreen mobile devices such as smartphones and tablets. Android is developed by a consortium of developers known as Open Handset Alliance and commercially sponsored by Google. It was unveiled in November 2007 with the first commercial Android device, the HTC Dream. And do you know the once was a phone HTC One? Starting from that. Being launched in September 2008, it is free and open source software. Its source code is known as Android Open Source Project AOSP, which is primarily licensed under the APEC license. However, most Android devices ship with additional proprietary software pre-installed, most notably Google Mobile Services GMS, which includes core apps such as Google Chrome, the digital distribution platform, Google Play, and associated with Google Play Services developed platform. I'm pretty sure everyone know what is Android because there's only two type of version. One is Android, another one is iOS. Android supports Play Store and also Apple supports App Store. So to look more on Apple iPhone operating system, I'll be inviting my partner, Mr. Sai, to give a short briefing or briefly explain about you on what is Apple
Hello
iOS.
everyone. My name is Sai Nitish Rao, and today I'll be explaining about mobile operating system. So, as just now, my teammate Jishnu has explained about Android OS system, and I'll be explaining about iOS OS system. So, before we get into that, we need to understand what is a mobile operating system. So, as you can see here, mobile operating system, also called a mobile OS, is an operating system that is specifically designed to run on mobile devices such as mobile phones, smartphones, PDAs, tablets, tablet computers, and other handheld devices. A mobile OS typically starts up when a device powers on, presenting a screen with icons or titles that present information and provide application access. So mobile operating system also manage cellular and wireless network connectivity as well as phone access. So let's take into the iOS OS system. So as you can see here, Apple iOS is the operating system for iPhone, iPad, and other Apple mobile devices. Based on the Mac OS, the operating system which runs Apple's line of Mac desktop and laptop computers. Apple iOS is designed for easy, seamless networking between Apple products, and Apple iOS is the second most popular mobile computing platform. In September 2017, Apple iOS held a 32% share of the mobile market, second only to Android, which is held by a 65.5% share. The first version of iOS was released in June 2007, with the iPhone debuted on the market. iOS, an acronym for iPhone Operating System, is a Unix-based operating system powering all of the Apple mobile devices, but the name iOS was not officially applied to the software until 2008, when Apple released the iPhone Software Development Kit (SDK), enabling any app makers to create application for the platform. So next on, I'll be passing to my teammate Nagulan about explaining the Windows OS system.
Thank you for the introduction, Sai. Hi everyone, my name is Naglan Subramanian. So today we are here to discuss about problem-based task 2 for the subject operating system. So the question given to us is mobile operating system, also called mobile OS, is an operating system that is specifically designed to run on mobile device such as mobile phone, smartphone, PDAs, and tablet computers, and other handheld devices. Discuss the differentiate between primary mobile operating systems such as Microsoft Windows Phone, Apple iOS, and Android based on the feature to understand the popularity, security, user-friendliness, and accessibilities. Let's take a look at Windows Mobile Operating System. So Windows Mobile was a Microsoft operating system that targeted smartphones and pocket PCs. It was first released in Pocket PC 2000 operating system and was based on Windows CE kernel. Windows Mobile included basic applications developed with the Microsoft Windows API and options for customization and software development with no restrictions by Microsoft. So applications for the software were available for purchase from Windows Marketplace for mobile. In 2010, Microsoft announced the development of Windows phones to supersede Windows Mobile. So now we have splitted the features of OS into four, which is popularity, security, user-friendliness, and accessibilities. So let's take a look at the first feature, which is popularity. So for Android has over 2.8 billion active users and it has a global market share of 75%. So Android holds over 85% market share in Brazil, India, Indonesia, Turkey, and Vietnam. Over 1 billion of Android smartphones were shipped last year. Samsung is the largest manufacturer of Android smartphones, followed by Huawei and Xiaomi. So now Apple iOS. Apple iOS or AAPL, also known as GOOG, is the second most popular mobile computing platform. In September 2017, Apple iOS held 32% share of mobile market, second only to Android, which led to 65.5% of share. The overwhelming popularity of iPhone was certainly driven by the effectiveness of iOS. Nearly 218 million iPhone was sold in the end of 2018, making the device the single most successful product ever released into the market. So now let's take a look at Microsoft Windows Phone. In 2010, Microsoft launched another mobile OS, Windows Phone, which replaced the previous versions. Despite the introduction to the new model, Microsoft saw its smartphone market share constantly decline over the years, reaching one of the lowest figures in the date of 2015. Symbian, a market leader until 2010, also lost space in operating system market, while Google's Android steadily gained market shares over the year. In 2015, Android accounted to around 80% of the market. In 2015, Microsoft held about 1.9% of the smartphone market share. By 2020, the Windows Phone was projected to account for 0.4 of all smartphone shipment around
So
worldwide.
now I'm going to take over and explain about security across the three platforms. So starting with Android, Android seeks to be the most secure and usable operating system for the mobile platform by repurposing traditional operating system security controls to protect app and user data, protect system resources, provide app isolation from the system, other apps, and from the user. To achieve this objective, Android provides these key security features: robust security at the OS level through Linux kernel, mandatory app sandbox for all apps, secure inter-processes communication, app signing in, and app-defined user-granted permissions. So next we move on to Apple iOS. So next is Apple iOS, building on the unique capabilities of Apple hardware, system security designed to maximize the security of the operating system on Apple devices without compromising usability. System security encompasses the startup process, software updates, and the ongoing operation of the operating system. Apple devices have encryption features to safeguard user data and enable remote wipe in case of device getting theft or lost. Apple provides layers of protection designed to ensure that the apps are free of unknown malware and haven't been tampered with. Other protections help ensure their access from apps to user data is carefully mediated. So Apple has built a robust set of services to help users get even more utility and productivity out of their devices. These services include Apple ID, iCloud, signing in with Apple, Apple Pay, iMessage, FaceTime, and Find My. So we move on to Microsoft Windows Phone. So Microsoft Windows Phone developers turn to the idea of security chambers. So security chambers essentially function as a tiered system of trust in which threats to the outermost layer cannot be infiltrated. The inner, more vulnerable layers. Outer layers are bigger, giving users or processors the least amount of access in which to wreak havoc, while the inner layers are smaller with the highest amounts of access or trust. The inner layer is the area that could be most susceptible to the greatest damage. Security is a focus on Microsoft Enterprise Mobility. Advanced Threat Analytics, or called as ATA, helps identify breaches and threats using the behavioral analysis and provides a clear, actionable report on a simple attack timeline. So next, I'll be passing on to my teammate to present the next.
Thank you, Sai. So now, let's look onto the user friendliness of the Android, Apple iOS, and Microsoft Windows Phone. So, going on to Android, let's look at their user friendliness first. Android is customizable. It is reality that Android is more customizable as compared to in iOS and also Microsoft Windows Phone. Android is much more comfortable in third-party application. As everyone know, in an Android phone, it is most easy to download a third-party apps compared to Apple with their security, as their security or privacy doesn't allow to download any third-party apps, and this is one defect in Apple iOS. So whereas in Android is user-friendly, where for example when we want to edit a video, we use a third-party apps to edit it, and it solves a lot of humankind words, making it more easier, and that's why Android is user-friendly. So let's go to another point. Open platform on Android. Android platform allows downloading of apps from Google Play, AppBrain, and App Store. Additionally, you can change app launcher, web browser, and default keyboard on the Android platform. The same can never be done on iOS platform. Android has more flexibility in terms of apps one can get, but the same cannot be called as an open platform in the real sense. Android is very good at multitasking ability. The notifications of Android are also very efficient and includes emails and updates from social sites and widgets. Android also offers huge options in expandable storage, making their users to save as much photo as they want in their Android device. As you can see now, in 2021, latest Android device has been provided by a SD card, micro SD card slot up to 512 GB, up to 1 TB, 2 TB. So the latest one is 1 terabyte, which will equals to 1000 gigabyte. So users may just buy the additional SD card, and they may store hundreds and hundreds of their photo safely in their SD card, giving an additional storage for them. And this is why we say Android is user friendly. You don't need to get a second device, or you don't need to get a hard disk, as your phone can support multiple tasks. So next, Android fragmentation appears more real in Android. Why? Because at times when one compares Android and Windows, it appears that Windows is getting updated with every passing year. In comparison with the gradient of process of how Android seems a little slower, not a lot, a little slower. However, Android has open source operating system. So in this, it is able to run distinct makes and models. A real-time example of the same can be quoted by technological advance. That it has shown in the Samsung Galaxy S4. As you all know, Samsung has a device which will be few years back, very long time ago, Samsung Galaxy S4. So this phone works on the Android platform and has a range of features including air gestures and eye scroll. So by using our device, we may do it as air gestures and also eye movement. By using our eyeball, we can control the screen of the handphone eventually. So Windows or iOS lags behind on this front, and the technology developers have to think on the lines of Android developers if they are to give Android a real challenge. So iOS and also Microsoft mobile phone has to take a big challenge in order to give a same user friendliness as compared to Android in this feature. Android scores a point in terms of hardware component too, where though some complain that Android compromises on quality when it comes to hardware component, but no real concerns have been noted. So from this, we know that Android seems quite interesting in their user friendliness, and it is very user friendly. So going on now let's look on the user friendliness of Apple iOS. Let's see how it amazes compared to Android. So Apple iOS, the functionalities of iPhones comprise of accelerometer, multi-touchscreen, virtual keyboard, and a broad variety of software applications. The iPhone runs iOS, Apple's own operating system, and Apple has its own SDK, software development kit. For app makers, this combined with the amazing iPhone hardware to enable user-friendly apps and games on the iPhone that don't and sometimes even can't exist on rivals like Android. With iMovie and an iPhone or iPad, anybody can record, edit, and share amazingly creative home movies. This is one advantage because in an iPhone, in an iOS device, there is already a built-in app and software called iMovie. We can eventually edit in the iMovie. But to be honest, to be guaranteed, as an Android fan or as an Android user, there are way more better apps compared to iMovie. No offense, so let's go on to another features. There are a whole bunch of templates making it easy to add titles, captures, and special effects. You'll never find such a user-friendly app as iMovie on Android. Maybe I haven't tried, so let's go on. You might find a few movie making apps, but we don't think you will find a video editor that is powerful as iMovie on Android. iPhones are more private, where there's two main strengths backing up the above statement: the privacy measures built into the Apple smartphone, and particularly the most recent generations on iPhone, and the statements and actions that Apple has made in support of user privacy. So its user friendliness is quite amazing, but regarding the video editing, my preferred choice will be Android. So it's okay. So let's see Microsoft Windows Phone. Microsoft Windows Phone offered more fluidity. The processors of Apple are slower, though this does not have any effect on processing speed of the Windows platform. And it is faster and more fluid in this approach. The intuitive approach of Windows. The Microsoft Windows Phone is more popular than Android owing to its user interface. Most iPhone users point out that they love the intuitive approach of Windows platform in comparison to Android. The icons on the Android screen do not look in sync and give a disoriented look. In comparison, the icons on give a disoriented look. In comparison, the icons on the user interface of the Windows appear more organized and give the feeling as if everything is falling in place. Microsoft Windows Phone comes with offline maps like iPhone. You can use a map without a net connection. This is interesting. where you don't have to on your data or on search for your Wi-Fi place to use the map with the net connection. They are mostly missing in Android phone. This is quite true. There are a lot of missing like apps where in Androids we have to connect it to a mobile data or Wi-Fi in order to make the maps visible and in order for us to follow the map to a specific direction of place. So let's go on to the next point. For Android smartphone, Microsoft Windows Phone has a seamless email and a social media integration. It has a solid built-in social media integrated hub. It's a very smooth and fluid. It gets updates from social networks like Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn rather than opening individual apps one by one. Microsoft Windows Phone enables you to check out your notifications from your lock screen. You can change background pictures in lock screen settings, but Windows Phone allows the integration of live apps on the lock screen. Some of the better app integrations are Bing and Facebook. Bing displayed as the Bing picture of the day. While Facebook displays photos from your albums, Microsoft Windows Phone allows you to play Xbox games. It is interesting. Microsoft allows us to play Xbox game, and you don't have to use a specific monitor to do that. It has the perfect Xbox integration to help you get most of your games even on low RAM devices. Microsoft Phone has worked hard to integrate Xbox functionally, so you can work with your console avatar to gain points, check your game score, message your friends, and see your avatar. Microsoft Windows Phone has an expandable storage. Most Windows Phone, even the entry-level one, have 8 GB of internal storage and support a micro SD card up to 64 GB. The free 7 GB cloud storage from OneDrive makes it even better. It reduces the need to fall back on third-party online storage solutions that may come with compatibility issues. OneDrive allows you back up content to the cloud, Windows tables, PCs, and of course the Windows Phone. So it's quite interesting looking at those user friendliness. So if you ask me, the OS that wins in this user friendliness is definitely Android. Why? Do you ask me? Because storage problem is a very huge problem in today's world. Android gave us an opportunity to expand our storage up to 1 terabyte, which equals to 1000 gigabyte. I'm sorry I didn't show it in a slide, but it's a general thing. Up to 1000 gigabyte. In 1000 gigabyte, we can store more than hundreds and 200s of photos. We can even shoot a marriage album using the phone. So the storage is very huge. And next is, as you can see, why I'm telling Android is most user friendly. It's because it's very efficient and includes emails and updates from social sites and widgets, and more on that. The fragmentation are more real in Android. As I told earlier, the users can eventually unlock their screen or move to a specific photo by hand gestures and also eyeball movement. So this is quite interesting. When you're eating, when you're driving, it's very helpful and very user friendly. And moreover, you can also use your third-party app, any third-party app, specific third-party apps that has been recommended by your college, by your school, by your university to edit an app, to create an app, a lot more. Now we'll look through accessibility. Just now we saw how interesting the user friendliness of both three of the OS are Android appliers and Microsoft Windows Mobile. So now we'll look through the accessibility and let's see whether we can find any interesting features over here like we did for Android and user friendliness. So we'll be starting on the Android. So the accessibility menu is a large on-screen menu to control your Android device. You can control gestures, hardware buttons, navigation, and more. From the menu, you can take the following actions: take screenshot, lock screen, launch Google Assistant. This is quite interesting because everything is at our tip. So we don't have to go to a specific place, specific app when we are rushing. Immediately take a screenshot, immediately go to a Google Assistant in an instant manner, in an instant way. So next, Open quick settings and notifications, turn volume up or down, adjust brightness. Android accessibility features allow users to customize their device by modifying accessibility settings or apps to improve their experience. It's quite interesting over here. So let's see the other points. This allows individuals with a range of disabilities such as visual, hearing, physical, or speech impairments to enhance their ability to access and interact with web pages and apps. So this is interesting. Well, for those people who are deaf or anything, there is these settings, visual, hearing, or physical or speech impairments, where Android helps the consumer or the person using Android product to read for them. So for example, we are reading a text. So Android helps to read for the user on what the user is reading. So this is very very important, as it may help a lot of people with certain disabilities to use this Android OS, sorry. So next, the features also give persons without disabilities improved capabilities in situations where they might be functionally disabled, such as when driving, carrying items in one or both hands, or using their device in low light or noisy environments. Some accessibility functions, such as increasing volume, magnifying text, or customizing the keyboard, can be implemented through the standard features of the device itself or via the main available app web browsers. However, the Android accessibility features include a range of additional specialized tools that significantly improve accessibility. Besides that, there's also the spoken feedback talkback function, which allows users to interact with their device using touch and spoken feedback. The talkback tool describes each user action and provides spoken alerts and notifications. Next, select to speak limits. Select to speak limits the spoken feedback function to only user selected items on the screen. Reading or describing them aloud. Switch access for users with limited mobility. Switch access provides an alternative to the touchscreen. This enables the users to instead use a switch keyboard or mouse. Voice commands. So if you're using a touchscreen, using touchscreen is very difficult. The voice access app allows users to control their device using spoken commands. This feature can be used to open apps, navigate, and edit text hands-free. Voice access is currently only available as a beta release in English only. Braille display. The Braille back feature allows people to connect a refreshable Braille display to an Android device via Bluetooth. Braille back can also be integrated with TalkBack for a combined speech or Braille experience. So next, that's an interesting feature over here. So where for Android app developers, Google has also developed a useful tool, Accessibility Scanner, that helps identify opportunities to improve apps for users. The tool analyzes the accessibility of apps based on aspects such as content labels, touch target sizes, clickable items, and text and image contrast levels. Next is Android devices also contain several settings people can use to make their screen easier to see. For example, display size and font size. So user may enlarge this font size in their phone. For example, there are people with disability with their eyesight, where they can't see small objects when you're typing a text on a screen. You may increase the font size as well. So next is magnification gestures, allowing temporary zooming of more or magnification of the screen. Next, these features are quite interesting. Contrast and color options. These can be useful for people who are colorblind or have partial visual impairment to improve the legibility of text through inverting colors or applying color correction. Next is captions. User can turn on caption for the device as well as specify the language used and make style adjustment to the captions. So as you are seeing something, you can generate captions into the video or anything automatically by clicking on the captions button. So it was quite interesting. So let's see what the other OS have interesting features. So to explain on the Apple iOS, I'll be passing on to Sai to explain the accessibility of Apple iOS. So here you go,
So
Sai.
thank you, Jishnu, about explaining the accessibility for Android. So I will continue about Apple iOS. So for Apple iOS, you can turn on many accessibility features on right away when you first set up iPhone. Turn on iPhone and do any of the following. Turn on voiceover, triple click the side of the button on an iPhone with Face ID, or triple click on the home button on other iPhone models. So you can also turn on zoom, double tap the screen with 3 fingers, turn on switch control, larger text, small invert, and more. Choose a language and country, tap, and then choose the features that you want. Apple iOS also added features specifically help those with visual impairments, including blindness, color blindness, and low vision, with auditory impairments, including deafness in one or both ears. And also physically or motor skill impairments, including limited coordination of or range of motion and learning challenges, including autism and dyslexia. It also includes general features like Siri and FaceTime, which can provide significant value for the blind or the deaf. Many of these features can be found in settings in all of the iPhone. So I can present here now. I have an iPhone here, and I could show this is the accessibility menu for the iPhone. So I can scroll down here, everything can be here. Or if I have my motor skills are not up to par, I can use like Hey Siri, and Siri pops up right here. So as you can see, there are many accessibility features for iPhone. And next, I'll be passing on to my teammate Nagulan to explain about Windows OS.
That was a great explanation, Sai. So now let's take a look at Microsoft Windows Phone's accessibilities. So the Ease of Access Center can be reached via the settings icon located near very bottom of the most Windows Phone home screen. Users with visual impairment will likely need a slight help to enable this setting. The Ease of Access Center includes several special features to improve accessibilities for users with low vision, including for those who can benefit from screen enlargement and for those who can rely on voice feedback for guidance. Allow zooming for all web content. When enabled, this feature overrides any default settings and allows you to pinch to zoom in or zoom out and any app or website that content using the pinching gesture described above. So text size. Use this option to enlarge the text size in several built-in apps, including phone, mail, messaging, lock screen, and people. Adjust the text size. You can view sample text immediately. So high contrast. This control changes the color from some phone apps and features and hides some of their background images to improve readability. Screen magnifier. Microsoft Windows Phone Screen Magnifier lets you gestures to enlarge any screen you are viewing. Two-finger double tap to toggle screen magnifier on and off. With the screen magnifier toggled on, two-finger single tap can leave your finger on the screen after tapping. You can now slide your finger in any direction to pan around the entire screen, even the part that are not currently visible because you are zoomed in. So in my opinion, I would say that iOS has the best accessibilities compared to both Android and Windows. This is because they are letting blind and deaf people to use their phone and gadgets just like others without any complications. And then Sai, who is a very loyal user of iOS, will explain more about that features. And Sai.
So I agree with my teammate Nagulan with agreeing for the best accessibility for any of these OS is Apple iOS, and for my reason is that, as I explained just before, that Apple also added features specifically for disability people with hearing, deafness, blindness, or with less motoring skills, or they have color blindness, and also like autism or dyslexia. These features can greatly help many people with disabilities, and also can attract a lot more customer, and also providing them with the best of the features. So for that reason, I really agree with Mr. Nagulan in Apple iOS as the best accessibility among the three.
So now let's take a look at the additional features of Microsoft Windows Phone, Apple iOS, and Android. So let's take a look at the first feature, which is developer. So for Android, the developer is Google, and the developer for Apple iOS is Apple Incorporate, and for the developer of Microsoft Windows Phone is of course Microsoft. So now let's take a look at the history. So the history for Android is it is released in September 23, 2008. And for Apple iOS, the version history of mobile operating system iOS developed by the Apple Incorporate began with the release of iPhone OS, original iPhone, on June 29, 2007. So for Microsoft Windows Phone, it is released in October 21, 2010. So now let's take a look at the design and user interface. So for Android, it uses graphical multi-touch. And for Apple iOS, iPhone uses interface solution Extend Concept Drop Pro V, software with template, samples and libraries with large quantity of vector stencils of graphical user interface element, apps icon, UI patterns for designing and prototyping for iOS applications. In other hand, Microsoft Windows Phone uses graphical Metro user interface.
So thank you, Mr. Jishnu, for explaining the other two features in this mobile OS. So I'll be continuing with the next two. So firstly is the home screen. So for Android, it is typically made up of app icons and widgets. App icons launch the associated app, whereas widgets display live auto-updating content such as weather forecasts and users' email inbox or news stickers directly on the home screen. As for iOS, the home screen on the iPhone isn't meant to be a destination and a place to store widgets or spend time. It is meant to be a portal to all your apps, but both built in and downloaded from the App Store. Displays application icons and a dock at the bottom where users can pin their most frequent used apps such as WhatsApp, Google, or email. The home screen appears whenever the user unlocks the device or presses the physical home button while in other app. So I can present to you here. Um, what is meant by the bottom display is right here. So these are my most frequent apps: the WhatsApp, the music, the Safari, and the phone calls. So this provides me easy access to all these apps rather than finding it outside. As for Microsoft Windows, Microsoft reorganized the Windows Mobile Group and started to work on a new mobile operating system. The product was to be released in 2009 and Windows Phone, but several delays prompted Microsoft to develop Windows Mobile 6.5 as an interim release. So next is quick settings. So for Android, it is used to access popular phone features or turn off settings on and off such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, airplane mode, auto rotate, and more by pulling down the screen from the top. So apps settings and features that can for iOS, app settings features can use by Control Center, and I can show you that as I demonstrated before. So you pull up the right from the right hand side here, and this is the Control Center where you have your brightness, your speaker loudness, your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, airplane mode, and you have such as alarms here, screen recorder, timer, and such as that. And for Microsoft Windows, quick settings in Windows Phone is Action Center Half View, configuring the Action Center shortcut. So next one, I'll pass to my teammate.
Thank you, Sai. So, next I'll be explaining the other additional features of Microsoft Windows Phone, Apple iOS, and Android. So, as after seeing on the four major features of additional features and also the previous one, accessibility, user friendliness, these are also important features to look through on these mobile operating systems. So let's go on to the options to run multiple apps. So in Android, we can use a multi-window mode to choose to run multiple apps in the background when you're doing certain works. So let's go on for Apple iOS. Apple iOS use two apps at the same time with split view. Use the dock to work with some apps simultaneously. Interesting. So let's go on to Windows. Windows Phone have a split view option. Multitasking in Windows Phone is supplicated through long pressing the back arrow, which is present on all Windows phones. Okay, so in this option, you may get a slight idea that iPhone and Windows is more simpler. It's more detailed, options there to run multiple apps in your background or use multiple apps. So let's go to licensing. Now we look through the licensing requirements. So for Android, APEC License 2.0 Linux kernel patches under GNU GPL version 2. So for Apple iOS, proprietary, and for Windows, it is commercially proprietary software. So the source code for all these three is, for Android is an open source code. for iOS and also for Windows mobile phone, it is a closed source. So the support for programming language on the three mobile OS is, we look through for the Android one first. Android uses the Java, C, and also C++ as their programming language, whereas iPhone or Apple iOS uses Swift, Python, HTML5, Objective-C, C++, and Windows uses C and C++. So, going on to the conclusion. In the conclusion of the mobile operating system, based on what we have explained from above till bottom, so we'll conclude it to decide which is the better. So let's see and let's conclude which is the better mobile operating system. Okay, a mobile. So we'll have a briefly intro of the mobile operating system in the end. Where a mobile operating system is, or OS, is software that runs a mobile device. It makes it possible for apps to run on smartphones, etc. Some types of OS includes Android, Apple and iOS, Apple iOS or Microsoft Windows Mobile OS. Android is a type of operating system developed by Google. It is designed for touchscreen, tablets, phone, etc. and is used by many different phone manufacturers. So this will be a small description for Android. So it's developed by Google and is designed for touchscreen tablets, phone, etc. and is used by many different phone manufacturers. So now, to give a short briefing regarding iOS, I'll be passing on to Sai and Nangule.
So right now we have come to the conclusion. So as you can see, a mobile operating system OS is software that runs on a mobile device. It makes it possible for apps to run on smartphone, etc. Some types of OS include Android, Apple, iOS, Microsoft, Windows Mobile OS. So as for iOS formerly known as iPhone OS is a mobile operating system that runs only on Apple devices such as iPhone, iPad and iPod Touch. iOS has its own personal assistant which is called Siri and allows for communication between Apple devices through AirDrop. Mac OS X is the operating system for Apple desktop and laptop computers. Apple iOS is based on this. And next I'll pass to Mr. Nagulan to explain about his Microsoft
So
Windows.
now let's get to the conclusion. So mobile operating system OS is a software that runs on a mobile device. It makes it possible for apps to run in smartphones. So some type of OS includes Android, Apple iOS and Microsoft Windows Mobile OS. So Microsoft Windows Mobile OS is an operating system for mobile devices. It was first used in Pocket PC 2000, followed by Windows Mobile 2003, Windows Mobile 5 and Windows Mobile 6. The later release was Windows Phone 7. So all this mobile operating system provides foundation to build application to run on its to perform daily tasks such as email, phone, games, access information on internet and of course to take pictures and videos.
Thank you, Nagulan. So now let's look through the important part where everyone is eager to know. So which operating mobile system will be the better one after looking through all the features, popularity, user friendliness, accessibility, security, and all the additional features, programming language, open source codes. So finally, as we look through all the explanations, the tables, and also the differentiation of all the three mobile operating system, it is very clear that Android devices are user-friendly towards all generation and is easier to maneuver. Better option if you are interested in changing and customizing your phone software or software. A statistic showing that Android is most popular operating system that every user is using right now. We have attached a statistic below. So Android statistic has been increasing year by year, and as you can see here, 65.53% of users in the world are Android users compared to iOS and other. As you know, iOS, they have their own standard. They are specialized in security, specialized in accessibility, but as Android user friendliness is very good, giving users additional way for them to be very used to their Android device, be very familiar with the Android device. So it is most recommendable to users for them to get themselves an Android device. You can see the statistic, the next statistic over here. Most popular mobile operating system from the year 2000 to the year 2020. And for the year 2021, I'm sorry, but the statistic is the same. So for Android, it is up to more than 60% going on to iOS and going on to Samsung. Samsung describes Android, so KaiOS, and next the below the most list will be Windows Mobile. As now there are no more Windows Mobile. There may be one or two, but it's very rarely people using Windows Mobile phone. So the competition is going on based on Android, iOS, and Samsung. So mostly people are going through the Android operating system. This is because its user friendliness is at the top. So this is my opinion on why Android mobile operating system is very good and is the most user friendly, and more people user love to buy them. So now I'll be passing on the side to give on his opinion regarding the user friendliness, I mean, and the conclusion that we conclude that Android is the most best option. And just last one thing before passing on to Mr. Sai, don't get confused seeing the Samsung and Android over here. Samsung is a brand from Android, so they are also one of the best sellers. But going on, Android operating mobile system is the best among all. So that's all from me, and thank you for listening to me this far. And I'm sorry if there's any wrong or misused words regarding throughout the presentation. So now I'll be passing on to Sai and Nagulen for them to give on their specific opinion on Android, on why the conclusion is stating that Android is the most best user friendly, and why, and regarding the statistic as well. So thank you everyone, and thank you Puan Fahima. I'll be passing on to Mr. Sai.
So you can finally see that it is very clear that Android devices are user friendly towards all generations and is easier to maneuver. Better options if you are interested in changing and customizing your phone or software. A statistic showing that the Android is the most popular operating system that every user is using right now, and we have attached the statistic below, as you can see. So in my opinion, Android is the best one because of its affordability with many customers. Androids are generally more cheaper compared to iOS devices and Microsoft Windows. And I can think that many people to go over that because of the price point, and also that Android OS is more customizable, which is compared to iOS, which is only recently been introduced the widgets feature, while Android has widget features and such as many others that has been already introduced in the past. So that's my point. And next I'll be presenting to Mr. Nagulen. You can see here there's a graph of uh, a list of Android users compared with others. And thank you. That's it from
Thank
me.
you, Sai. And if you ask about my personal opinion on these three OS, I would choose Android over iOS or Windows because it is really user friendly, and I've been using Android mobile for a long time. And as long as I know, it has a lot of features that is available for the users, and Android can provide a different price range of product. So for example, iOS, if you take iOS for example, the price range for iOS devices are really high, but compared to Android, there are high valued product. At the same time, if you have a low price range, you still can find products. So that's why, as you guys can see in the statistic, it also became one of the users most favorite OS. And in this statistic, the most popular mobile operating system from 2000 to 2020. So as you guys can see clearly, Android holds the first place, and followed by iOS. And as you guys can see, for Windows Mobile, it's taking the last place with the 0.03 percentage. And that's it, guys. I would choose Android. So thank you everyone for your valuable time, and thank you for hearing us out, and I hope you guys learned a lot of new things today about operating systems. Thank you.